This case study from Vicarage Primary School focuses on communication and language and literacy.
The child that we're going to be talking about today is a quiet and shy girl. She's kind, cooperative, she encourages other children how to behave and even help her with tidy up time. I conducted an initial baseline assessment which gave me a deeper insight into her exact areas and stages for development. We grouped the early learning goals for speaking and listening along with those for understanding of the world, because this allows us to assess the how with the what.
And how has this changed following the reforms?
We've considerably increased the number of back and forth talk we have with our children by talking to them daily about what they're doing, the choices they're making. Children answer every question with a partner, and we then expand and elaborate on their ideas. We practice what good listening looks like and what it really feels like.
And were you able to see this coming through with this child?
She can now answer questions with a partner and share her responses with the rest of the group.
Right, lovely. And do you specifically plan the vocabulary?
Yes, we do. We think that's really important. For example, before tidy up time, we take a different area to talk about each day. For example, the sink area includes a wide vocabulary such as draining board, brush, liquid, squirt. The other day, as she was at the washing up area, she said really excitedly, "Look, my pot is shiny," and these are words that she's learned.
And what more does she have to do in order to meet the expected standard?
She needs to talk in full sentences using some conjunctions and using the correct tense with little support from the teachers.
So tell me how you assessed comprehension and expressive arts and design early learning goals together.
We have sung so many songs and rhymes and poems this year, especially ones that fit in well with our topics that we're learning about. For example, she can join in with "Here Comes the Fire Truck," that tie in quite nicely with our topic on people who help us. She's able to join in with some lines from "Hurt No Living Thing," which ties in well with our topic on growth. And even with a number song, she sings along with "5 Little Ducks" and 10 Monkeys Jumping on a Bed and 10 Green Bottles. Because daily story time is a priority, we plan and prepare the stories we're going to read to really capture the children's attention. We have a collection of stories selected by children and staff. These are the books we get through during the week. We have a selection of story bags with props to really bring the experience alive for the children.
They must really enjoy that.
Yeah, they really do. We read and reread stories so that it becomes so much a part of them, so they can independently retell stories. By the time we'd read aloud The Three Little Pigs for the 10th time, she was able to join in with "Not by the hairs on my chinny chin chin."
Tell me about her word reading skills.
We ensure that our phonics lessons are of the highest quality to reduce the likelihood that children might need extra support. We keep a record of the sounds that children know and whether they can blend the sounds to read words. This child receives extra daily phonics practice with a well-trained adult. She knows her 26 alphabet sounds and the sh, th, ng, speedily. She can read one-word books independently by sound blending the words. And the phonics lessons are really helping her to articulate the sounds in words.
You mentioned about record keeping of the sounds that she knows. What else is recorded and how is this managed?
We no longer create profile books because not only were these time consuming, they created a very heavy workload and they reduced the amount of time we could spend interacting with our children. This hasn't impacted our record keeping of sounds because keeping a record of the sounds that children have learned is really important for their next steps.
And so were you able to see this knowledge of sounds transfer through into her writing?
Yes, we teach children correct letter formation and practice it every day. We ensure that children are holding their pencils using the correct tripod grip and they're in their perfect writing positions. We know the sounds that children need to practice more and we keep returning to these every day. She can write all of the letters, most of which are correctly formed. She can use her fingers to count the sounds in a word and write 3-letter words when we dictate them to her. She can write simple phrases with our support, so she very nearly meets the expected standard in these goals. In summary, this child is on the cusp of meeting most of the early learning goals, in particular literacy, comprehension and understanding of the world.
This child is emerging for all the communication and language and literacy goals discussed.